Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here again with Jeff Grant, SPR contributor, and today we're going to be looking at that college football game between the Tennessee Volunteers and the Ole Mississippi Rebels. How you doing today, Jeff?
It's a fantastic morning in Las Vegas, Dax. I just can't tell you how happy I'm in to take out the trash cans this morning, heading into week 8 of the college football season. It's no longer going to be 100 degrees, a slight chill in the air. I think we're going to warm up with the picks, with the videos, and this is a very intriguing SEC contest.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Tennessee, they've actually split their first 6 games to start off the season. Now, considering that, what should handicappers actually expect to see from the Volunteers going into the second half of this season, Jeff?
I think you can expect the Volunteers to be a very dangerous underdog the rest of the way. Of course, they're in the middle of the second year under Butch Jones, who's a very successful coach in his previous time with Central Michigan and Cincinnati. And he's really taken it upon himself to get his young roster a lot of reps in the beginning. They've played 23 true freshmen to this point. That's the highest number of any team in the country, Dax. And this team had a nice tune-up, a homecoming victory over a Chattanooga team that really has no business playing Tennessee. But it's really nice to have a separation between playing Florida, then Chattanooga, get the home base alive, and then travel to take on Ole Miss.
All right, now the state of Mississippi, they've pretty much been the epicenter of college football heading into week 8. Now, knowing that it's the first time in the school's history to actually win back-to-back games against top 25 teams in the SEC, could Cappers actually expect to see a letdown from the Rebels in this scenario?
Maybe not a letdown in terms of losing this game in straight-up fashion, but you could definitely see an ATS loss, especially since the odds makers haven't caught up to the Rebels this year, Dax. 5-0-1 against the spread. But it's important to note they've been outgained in the last 2 games. A lot of that's due to their defense being so good in creating turnovers, and they also have the ability to score on special teams. But it's still significant that they've lost the statistical battle in both those games. In the last game they played in Oxford, they really were fortunate that Alabama did not seal the deal, else Mississippi would have 1 loss. But yes, everybody's talking about the state of Mississippi this week, and that means you're likely going to get point spread value.
All right, now how about the impressive stat that quarterback Bo Wallace has been putting up? I mean, he hasn't turned over the ball in 3 SEC games. Now, how important of a stat is that for Ole Miss moving forward?
Absolutely crucial. That's the biggest reason why Ole Miss has won both those games against ranked opponents. If he had turned over the football, they definitely don't win against Alabama. And you'd have to think if they lost against Alabama, the team would have been up for a game at Texas A&M. So his performance the rest of the year is absolutely crucial in terms of landing in the SEC championship game and potentially one of the 4 playoff spots. And, of course, everybody's looking forward to the Egg Bowl of Mississippi State, Mississippi. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Wallace must take care of the football for Ole Miss to be successful.
All right, so in this matchup against the Volunteers and the Rebels, who are you going to pick?
I'm going to go with the Tennessee Volunteers here. I've really had my eye on this game once the line came out at exactly the type of number I was looking towards. And what I mean by that is the number that I think odds makers were going to be safe in putting up. I don't think they wanted to make them too big of a favorite, and they also didn't want to make them just a 2-touchdown favorite. So I think 17 is a safe number for the odds makers, but Butch Jones can really get this locker room fired up, because Tennessee has won 13 of the last 14 meetings in this series in straight-up fashion. And also the Volunteers are +4 in turnover margin, a very important statistic in handicapping football these days because everybody's going up-tempo. So it seems whoever wins the turnover margin, not just in college football, in the NFL, is having a banner year in terms of ATS performance. And finally, Dax, Ole Miss, just not exactly willing to lay this type of number off of those 2 victories. So I'm going to grab the 17 points with the Volunteers against the Rebels.
All right, you heard it here first. Take the +17 on the Volunteers. Jeff, as always, my man, it's a pleasure talking football with you, and I look forward to doing it again tomorrow.
Thank you.
No problem. And for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns. Big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.